let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought, a touchdown mind. Out of the box every time. No limits, no chains, no walls to climb. We're rewriting the rules in real time. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. No limits, no chains, no walls to climb. We're rewriting the rules in real time. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. Every shot's a story, every cheer's a spark. Under the lights we make our mark. Beyond the scoreboard, beyond the lines. Out of the box, redefining the grind. The grind. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? You already know it is Wednesday night. It's time to get the popcorn ready, get ready, kick up the feet, get on the keyboard, and tune into it. It's Cowboys Weekly every Wednesday night, 9:30, Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. My name is Paul Spencer. That dude right next to me is my co-host. That is Eddie, the professor of football. What's going on, Eddie?
Not much, Paul. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, listen, it's about 9 days away from a season opener here, and we finally got a 53-man roster. So, Eddie, it's time to talk about this 53-man roster, Eddie. So, are you ready to talk 53-man roster, Eddie?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, Eddie, I did a little show last night and talked about the 53-man roster. I know you was checking in there, and tonight we got to talk about this. We got to go back and forth and talk about this 53-man roster, Eddie. Eddie, I'm just going to tell you, what was the biggest name that was surprised to you before we get into it? We don't have to talk about 54-man down to 93 here, but what was your key surprise last night being not on the 53-man roster, Eddie?
I thought I had an idea that they might have wanted to put like a Dusman on the practice squad. So the biggest surprise was really maybe Holden as my biggest surprise. I thought.
Okay. Well, I mean, the good news is they did waive him. They didn't put him on the 53. They waived him, but he is on the 53-man roster now. I heard he is getting signed to either the 53-man roster, going into week one, because there are some injuries, but he is definitely going to be signed to the practice squad, Eddie. No matter what, he is going to be a Dallas Cowboy for this coming season. So that is one good thing. Is there anyone else that you thought that possibly didn't get the rights to be on this team, Eddie?
I know I probably wouldn't have, after cutting Charles, I probably wouldn't have brought him back. That's the one guy.
Oh, Siddiqui?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's okay. It's justified, Eddie, because we need that offensive lineman. Our offensive lineman, man, we have no depth, Eddie, at all. I mean, other than our starters, we have nobody. You and I could get signed, and we could probably be a backup player for the Dallas Cowboys O-line, Eddie.
Charles is on the field at any time, we're screwed because I'm afraid for Dak Prescott's health.
That is true, but Eddie, when you got to consider when you have no offensive line depth, you got to sign somebody, right? And I guess the next best man was Siddiqui Charles, I guess, right? I mean, you got to think about it that way.
There's a guy from the New England Patriots that was cut yesterday.
Yeah, Cole Strange. Yeah, Eddie. I was out all day. I wasn't seeing if he got picked up by anybody. Cole Strange out there. Hell, take a flyer on Skipper from the Detroit Lions. He got released. Take a flyer on these guys. But I guess Siddiqui Charles is a lot better than Cole Strange, who has made 28 straight starts with the New England Patriots, Dan, out there with covering that team. I mean, I don't get it. Siddiqui Charles, Dan Skipper, Cole Strange, Eddie, I'm a little clueless on this one.
I love your sarcasm there about saying that Charles is better. Shoot, I'm better than Charles.
Yeah, it's crazy how we signed him, Eddie. But Eddie, was there a name that you were kind of surprised that the Dallas Cowboys kept on this team this year? We talked a lot about this guy, Eddie. This is my guy.
I think bringing back David Davis was a big surprise over Vaughn.
Who's that?
Davis, bringing back Davis.
Oh, Malik Davis. I think they kept him because here's the thing. Okay, Mafa, he was released, but he's been signed to the practice squad, so we will have him. He possibly could crack the 53-man roster, but they're putting Mafa on I believe it's the IR this year, Eddie. He's going to the IR, which is definitely going to miss 4 games, and that doesn't count against your roster, a 53-man roster. So that's why I think they kept Malik Davis as the pounder, because Javonte Williams is not a pounder. Miles Sanders is not a pounder. Okay, and Jaden Blue, who is on the IR, what is that? What the hell he's on? He is on the, God, what list is he on? The PUP list, which was 4 weeks as well. So that's the reason why I think they brought Malik Davis. But then again, you go on and you think, Audric Estime, why didn't the Dallas Cowboys sign this guy who played 30 games at Notre Dame, was their bell cow, gets released from the Denver Broncos, and then who the hell picks him up? The damn Philadelphia Eagles on the practice squad. Why?
Screw you, Howie.
It's just stupid, Eddie. Like, okay, the guy, people say he's not that great. Number one, he was a bell cow at Notre Dame. We watched it all. We seen it. 1,000 yards, 2 seasons back to back. A lot of mileage there. But last year, he sat behind Javonte Williams, never got a chance at the Denver Broncos. Okay, 30 carries the entire year. Eddie, there was no mileage on those tires last year. He's fresh, 23 years old, fresh, ready to go, no injuries. He would have been I don't want to say a starter, but Eddie, he would have been a 2 and 3 running back depth-wise, RB 2 and 3 for this Dallas Cowboy team. But we choose to go with Miles Sanders, who's ancient. We choose to go with Jaden Blue, a speedster. And we choose to go Malik Davis, who is a journeyman that knows the system with the Dallas Cowboys. Explain, Eddie. Explain.
I think if you had signed Estime, I think him and Love would kind of him and Blue would have been a good combo together to complete you. I would have.
You know what, Eddie, I'll be honest with you. I like the days of Marion Barber, Julius Jones, Thunder and Lightning, okay, for the Dallas Cowboys. Charlie Garner, Ricky Waters, things like that, the big boys, for certain teams. To me, it reminds me of, like, listen, hey, you want the Thunder, you bring in Audric Estime as the Thunder. You want to bring in the Lightning, you bring in Jaden Blue. Those two rookies, really? I mean, I know Audric Estime is not a rookie, but he's second year who didn't play last year. To me, he's a rookie. You bring in those two guys for the next 4 years and let them learn a system, build behind this offensive line. You got something for the future, but you want to go out and get Javonte Williams, the guy coughing off an ACL who barely played last year, struggling even to make the field. And then you get a Miles Sanders who has been flipped around from the Eagles to the Panthers to freaking pride Canadian football. That pisses me off, Eddie. That does.
And Estime was he wasn't like totally overworked at Notre Dame. He split carries, but the Notre Dame had other running backs, so it's not like he was used like Earl Campbell was at Texas.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he was the bell cow, but you know what? Hey, 3 years there, he had no injuries at all. Back-to-back 1,000-yard season. His sophomore year, he didn't have 1,000 yards because he was second and third down on the back. But his junior and senior year, the kid excelled. But moving on there, Eddie. Okay, the other guy that kind of pissed Eddie. I want to hear your take. Okay, I don't watch a lot of presets, and Eddie, I watch game 3 because I call it a curtain call. Your starters usually play, but Eddie, I caught something that third game. I'm watching. I even said this last night and on my 53-man roster pre-offense, pre-defense show that I did. Here's my thing. In game 3, Eddie, why do you have a player that was drafted 3 years ago, number 26 by the Dallas Cowboys in the first round, out of Michigan, Mozzie Smith? Okay, I understand you play third game, you play one series, Eddie. I'm like, okay, I watched the first series. Wow, the only starter is Mozzie Smith playing defensive tackle. I go to the bathroom, second series, Mozzie Smith still in. The entire first quarter goes in. Mozzie Smith is still in. Second quarter, Mozzie Smith still in. They got to take him out at halftime. Eddie, this son of a bitch played the whole game. Mozzie Smith with fourth and fifth round players, Eddie. Was the writing on the wall? Did they try to light a fire under his ass? Why is Mozzie Smith playing in the third game and they kept him? Is this the last thing saying to Mozzie, get your shit straight because this is your last thing right here. This is it. But he's projected starter. When you got players behind him like a Perion Winfrey, okay? You got these big boys ready to take over. Jay Toya, a rookie out of UCLA, a 6th-round pick, played better than Mozzie Smith in the preseason. Explain, Eddie. Explain why Mozzie freaking Smith is still here right now.
160-pound me would be a better defensive tackle than Mozzie Smith. I would at least show some effort. Mozzie Smith is lazy.
I just don't get it. I mean, the way I looked at it, okay, Schottenheimer's coming in here. Eberflus is coming out there saying, dude, we know you're a first-round pick 3 years ago. This is your third year with us. You got to go out there and show it to us. Because, Eddie, you never see a first-round pick in his third year playing in a preseason game number 3 the entire 60 minutes of football, Eddie. You don't see that. And, Eddie, here's the thing. He played the entire game. Eddie, 1, 2, 3 tackles. That's all he had in 60 minutes of football with fourth and fifth ring players. Eddie, what the hell?
You can't fix lazy.
That is true. And Jay Toya played what I think it was 4 quarters of football and ended up with 9 solo tackles in preseason. And you got Mozzie Smith playing 60 minutes in one game against fourth and fifth round players and gets 3 tackles the entire game. And, I heard the announcer, Eddie. I watched the entire game, Eddie, because I was so like, what the hell am I watching here? I watched the entire game. One of the announcers, I don't know who it was, got so hyped, Eddie. He had a tackle for loss. And one of his tackles were a 7-yard tackle for loss. And they're like, oh, there's Mozzie Smith. He's back. Eddie, I watched that play again. The offensive guard, Eddie, totally missed his block. And Mozzie Smith got a clear run to the quarterback, and he's jumping up and down like he just signed a $1 billion contract. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Nobody even touched you. That was an offensive line breakdown. I know the coaches saw that, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
How can somebody be back when they never been there?
There we go. This is his third year. I mean, you never even showed up to the football field yet. You haven't shown me a damn thing. So he's on the roster, Eddie. He's projected to start. But I tell you what, Eddie, Perion and Jay Toya are right on his shoulders, man, ready to start. Because one screw up, and if he doesn't produce, I'd rather put Toya as a rookie. And you know how high I'm on Perion Winfrey. That dude is a man-child. He is a man-child. I love him. Love the kid, But looking at the roster, Eddie, who else do you think is there anybody else that you think should have made this team?
There's one player I'm very happy that made, besides Winfrey, I'm very happy that James Houston made the roster.
Oh, yes, 100%. Eddie, this guy, James Houston, I tell you, we talked about this guy. This guy is a natural defensive end beast. I mean, to me, he has the motor. He has the fundamental skills. And what really possesses me is that IQ level. That IQ level is, without a doubt, probably the most high IQ I've seen in a while for a rookie, Eddie. He comes off the edge, he smashes, and the crazy thing is he has all the moves. He has a bull rush, he has a stunt, he has a twist. And I seen one sack that he had, Eddie. He had a swim move over the top of the offensive tackle there. And I thought it was DeMarcus Ware playing. I really did, Eddie. I was like, oh, holy crap, he's got the package. I'm glad he's there. I'm glad.
He should have been a 2nd-round pick and not the 2nd-round pick to be.
Oh, Eddie, okay, that's what I want to talk to you. But we're going to get in the 53-man roster here real quick. But I was looking at a depth chart today released by the Dallas Cowboy coaching staff, okay? They did a little podcast today. We're talking about the roster as it is right now. The guy that you mentioned, our 2nd-round pick out of BC, Donovan Izaraki's there. Do you see where he is on the depth chart on defensive ends, Eddie? Have you seen this?
I haven't seen the list yet.
Eddie, let me tell you something. Okay, number one, of course, we'll talk about the Parsons situation a little bit later. Parsons is number one. Dante Fowler is number two. Number three is Sam Williams. Number four is Donovan Izarakize. And number four on the depth chart of the defensive end. Why do you take a defensive end that only has one move? Pass rush. You can't stop the run. What use is Donovan Izarakize? Why? Why did you waste a second round pick, Eddie? Why?
Do you remember when I said I had one concern about him before the draft? The
I remember.
size. It's the size.
Yep. And I've seen things where they're saying they're going to put him a little bit outside, a little bit wider. Well, you know what? Your defensive line can't stop the run. Why do you want to spread out the defensive line when your defensive line can't even tackle when you're playing a tight 4-3? It's not going to work when you put your defensive end who only has one job to get to the quarterback. They're going to run right at him, Eddie, and just go right around him because he can't stop the run. It just makes no sense to me, Eddie. No sense at all.
Why does Jerry like to collect guys that can't stop the run?
I tell you what, I mean,
if there's one criticism of Micah Parsons is that he's not a great run stopper.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go over the 53-man roster here real quick. Let me just go over. Well, let's talk about the offense first, Eddie. Let's go QB. Of course, Dak Prescott's QB1 here. How do you feel about going into the season just in case Dak gets injured, going with Milton? What did Milton show you, honestly, this preseason from what you've seen?
I thought he looked pretty good in the last game against Atlanta.
Game 3. Yeah, he stood in the pocket. Yeah, he stood in the pocket, used his legs, made the right decisions. But Eddie, that was against 4th and 5th round, string players too. How confident are you? If Dak goes down week, let's say he goes down where I'm not going to say a record. Let's say 6 games down, Dak goes down. You have Milton for 11 games. How confident are you? How confident are you, honestly?
I'm not really that confident, even if Dak is able to stay healthy, just because they're going to lack no running game.
That is true. Okay. Let's go to running backs here. What we have right now, this is what gets me. We have 2 running backs on IR right now, okay? Javonte Williams is RB1. We have Miles Sanders, RB2. Hell of a combo right there. Number 3, Jaden Blue. He's on the PUP list. That means he's missing 4 weeks right now. Then we signed, explain this, Phil Maffa from Syracuse. He's on the IR too. So which tells me that's why they signed Malik Davis, because he's going to be RB3. So I get that. But what Jaden Blue on the IR, Maffa on the IR. You're going into the season with Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders and Malik Davis. Eddie, what in the hell do we have at running back?
Yeah. King 1 and King 2 when it comes to being on the IR, those two.
It's amazing, Eddie. The starters are not even compared to one starter around the league right now. Sanders and Javonte Williams are not starters at all for us right now. I don't know, Eddie. I just don't know right now. I mean, running back is a situation where this league, and the crazy thing is, what did we hear Schottenheimer say all season, preseason? We're going to run the ball. We're going to run the damn ball. Well, who the hell did you pick up that we didn't know? Did you get Derrick Henry somewhere? Did you sign Saquon Barkley somewhere that we didn't know about? Because Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders are not your bell cows. They're not going to give you 1,000 yards. Like, one of our old hosts said, he's going to get 1,000 yards or plus, Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders might not even see the field and get 500 yards the entire season. Let's put it that way.
I say I don't think those two. I don't think Sanders and Devontae together will get 1,000 yards put together.
Yeah, I think they're going to be right around like 800 to 1,000, Eddie. I mean, look, you're 17 games, Eddie, and if you put up 50 yards a game, Eddie, you're still going to get a damn 1,000 yards a season. But hell, with this running back committee we have, shit, I think we can go get hell, we could put Trayshawn Holden back there, or Deuce Vaughn might get more yards. At least he shows some heart. You know what I mean, at running back. So, running backs.
This is my hot take. Aaron Eichler of the Redskins and Commanders, if he stays healthy, he's going to have more yards by himself than the Cowboys running backs put together.
I can agree with that. I mean, what Schottenheimer saying is run the ball, but I just don't see it with his running backs unless you're going to surprise me. I mean, 2 years ago, I hashtagged every show we did with the record, prove me wrong. Well, I think I might hashtag that just to the running backs this year. Prove me wrong. Show me something, Williams. Show me something, Sanders. But let's go to the wide receivers here. This is what gets kind of interesting. Okay, of course we have Lamb. We got Pickett. Now number 3 to me, Eddie, that's Turpin. Do you agree with that? Our slot receiver is Turpin, right?
Yes,
Okay.
he's our third best receiver.
And what I like about that combo too, Eddie, if you put Turpin on the outside and then you put Lamb in his natural position in a slot, that's a complete nightmare for the nickelback playing, in the middle there against Lamb. And Pickens is really much an outside guy. You can move Turpin inside and out. I love that situation where we can move those 3 wide receivers around. I think it's 2 possession receivers on the outside plus one of the best slot receivers in the game in Turpin. I like that top 3. But here's where it gets interesting, Eddie. Oh, goodness gracious. Number 3 is really considered Mingo, but he's on the IR, 4 weeks out no matter what. He's automatically 4 weeks out with his ankle injury. Now, here we go, Eddie. Your other wide receivers that you just brought back today that's going to make the roster, Brooks. He's coming back. You signed Fournier. He's back. You have Trayshawn Holden. Now, here's a weird one. Cropper. Jalen Cropper made the team today on the practice squad. He could be activated to the 53-man roster. All he showed me this year was a man that couldn't catch a ball and couldn't return punts. So, Eddie, what the hell? How do you feel about wide receivers? 1, 2, 3. I'm cool. 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Tolbert,
he's on there, but he's nursing an injury, is what they're saying. He's on there, but they put him on the injury list that he can play any time, but they don't know when he's coming back right now. Some kind of weird non-injury related thing going on with him.
Let's just say that if either Pickens or Lamb gets hurt, they're screwed. No passing either.
No, but Dallas, man, every time that happens, the running game's not there. They get down by 10 points. Dak likes to throw that ball around, and you only have 1, 2, and 3 here. Lamb, Pickett, and Turpin. That's all we have because Tolbert, Brooks, and Mingo, even if he's healthy, he can't catch a damn ball, Eddie. We know that, right?
He can't even catch a cold.
No, exactly. I mean, it could be in Alaska. Some bitch goes out there butt naked. He's not going to catch a cold. That's how bad he is. But we'll go to tight ends. Ferguson, okay, yes. Schoonmaker, he's a blocking tight end. I kind of like him for this situation because I think they're going to be running a lot of 12 personnel, 2 tight ends. Now they keep Sponford as well. And they got Princeton Fant and the other one, Merriweather, that's going to be on the practice squad. So you do have 2 tight ends on the practice squad that got signed with the Dallas Cowboys today. But Ferguson, Schoonmaker, and Sponford, how do you feel?
Schoonmaker can catch too.
Yes.
But as a more of a goal line receiver.
Agree. I mean, I like our tight ends. Yeah, I like our tight ends. I mean, Schoonmaker's a good catcher. He has a good pass radius, big arms. He's more of a blocking tight end, but he's that guy that can, chip the defensive end, get behind the linebacker, and run a, flat route or curl route for short yardage, or, he could be the end zone guy as well. I like our tight ends, but this is where it gets interesting, Eddie. We'll talk about the offensive line here. We'll talk about starters first. I'm going to give you our starters. I'm not even going to mention any depth guys, but let me talk about these starters real quick. Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Booker, Terrence Steele. I am not even going to ask you where the weak link is because any idiot can find the weak link on this team, right? On the offensive line. But tell me the weakest link, Eddie.
Anybody that had listened to me on this show, they will know who I think is the freaking weak link.
Yeah.
The players I trust Cooper Beebe. I trust Tyler Smith. Booker, I probably will end up trusting. He still hasn't played I want to see him in regular season. There's 2 guys I kind of don't, especially since one of them I would trust more if he was playing at his natural position of right tackle. And
yeah, I mean, Guyton's in his second year here. Last year, he played out of position from the right to the left. He struggled with it. But the funny thing is, Eddie, both our bookends on the offensive line are our weakest standpoint. Our left tackle, Guyton, playing his second year, we have to maybe give him a pass. It's his second year playing a different position. I can give him a pass this year, so I'm okay with that. but Terrence Steele playing end as well. That's a weak link too. The inside I love. I love Tyler Smith. I love Cooper Beebe, and I'm curious to see how that Booker's going to be playing. But Eddie, talk about out of position. Booker's out of position too. He's out of position too. Left going to right. That's a big change too.
You know what? You know what? Who would be my starting five?
We talked about the reshuffle. We talked about the reshuffle, Eddie. But then we had to go back to the draft, Eddie, and do the whole draft over, because if you would have cut Steele, like we said in the shows, you would have saved $17 million on the salary cap. You pay him $5 million, he walks, give it up, you save $17 million on the cap. Then you know what? Guyton, guess what, buddy? You're going to be happy. You're going back to right side there. You know, we could say we still get, you know, who was Hoffman. He could have freaking played center. We could have moved BB back to right guard, his natural spot. Tyler Smith, you can play your guard there. And then first round, we're going out and getting the big boy at left tackle. We could have got, you know, there was many in the draft this year, Eddie, that we could have got a left tackle.
No, you could have had Gunn at right tackle. You could have had Steele drafted Booker to play left guard, but you could move. If there was no Steele, move Tyler Smith to left tackle where he has played.
Yeah, you could have done that. Then your offensive line would have been set. But I kind of like Tyler Smith at guard because he's not the pulling guard. So I like that, you know, the uniform pulling the ball up the middle. But I do agree, Tyler Smith could have played left tackle. That would have been fine. And then you go out and get, you know, if Booker's there on the left side, that's fine because Hoffman can play center. BB goes back to the right guard. Steele is replaced by Guyton. So you can either put Tyler Smith is where you want to play. Where do you feel best at? Left guard or left tackle? But to me, Booker would have been the perfect pick if this would have happened. Booker would have been the perfect pick this year if we would have done what you said, Eddie. Cut Steele, get rid of him, pay his $5 million, let him walk, cut him, and then you move Guyton back to right. So it would have been Guyton right, BB right guard, Brock Hoffman center, Booker at his natural position, left guard, and Tyler Smith on the kick out left tackle. Eddie, that would have been a wall right there for me. That would have been perfect for that.
And they could have drafted for depth at like in the third, fourth round.
Well, hell, you can go even second. But then in the second round, you could have got a nasty wide receiver, but you chose the guy that's number 4 on your depth chart, Donovan Zarakazay out of BC, who's not even – he's the 4th best defensive end on our team right now. He's 4th in depth chart as a second-round player. That's bad. That's bad. That is bad pro scouting right there, Eddie. That's bad scouting, you know. But let's talk about the backups, Eddie. Go ahead.
No, you could have drafted a center or another guard in the second two and have Hoffman off the bench, but BB either at center or at right guard.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even have gone second round of depth right there. Anyway, we had holes to fill. You know, defense side of the ball, I get that. You know, even corners we needed. Wide receivers was a must. But to me, Hoffman's fine. Hoffman played his ass off last year playing at guard. You know, even when BB was out a couple games, Hoffman played that. He's that guy that can swing center, right guard. You know, Steele was just the right tackle guy. That's all he can do, and he's a turntable. But the starters, I'm okay with it. If they gel under, you know, Riley, our, you know, new offensive line coach, I'm fine with it. Or Cooper, I'm sorry. But let me talk about these backups. We just re-signed Siddiqui Charles today. Nate Thomas is your backup to Guyton. It gets worse, Eddie. TJ Bass is your backup to Tyler Smith at left guard. Hoffman is your backup at center. I'm fine with that. Rob Jones on the IR. Okay, 6 weeks with a neck injury. We don't know if he's coming back. Neck injuries are serious. He's on the IR. He's your backup for Tyler Booker. Or you can use Hoffman there. I'm okay with that. Hoffman's the backup for 2 spots. Terrence Steele's backup is Hakeem Adeniji, who they just signed today again. Re-signed him. Eddie, we have Nate Thomas, Siddiqui Charles, TJ Bass, Brock Hoffman, Rob Jones on IR, and Hakeem Adeniji is our only offensive line backup players on this Dallas Cowboy team.
I would rather have brought back Cornelius, the kid from Oregon, over Charles.
Yes.
The young kid. We know he's athletic. You have to be an athlete to play at Oregon on the offensive line.
I agree. And Eddie, there was names that you mentioned earlier, a Dan Skipper, you know, a Cole Strange out there. Okay, you know what? Cole Strange over, well, he's not going to start over Tyler Smith. But he's a backup guy, Eddie. He's backup. Put him out there. He's going to make the 53-man roster. You give me Cole Strange or a TJ Bass, I'll take Cole Strange all day. You give me Dan Skipper over one of those two guys, I'm going to take him as well. Dan Skipper's an older guy too. He's an older guy. He doesn't need to start. He's a backup guy. You know what I mean? I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, and Strange played some guard in college too, so I think the versatility there.
I mean, you get a 3-year starter that's started 28 games in 3 years. Okay, that's something good for me. I'll take him all day. But our backups, Eddie, oh my, can you imagine somebody getting hurt? And here's the thing. What if one game, Eddie, I'm just going to put it out there, Eddie. First game of the season, BB pulls something. Okay, he's on the bench. Hoffman comes in. Okay, I'm cool with that. I'm okay with Hoffman coming in as center. Eddie, what if Tyler Booker, our first-round pick, gets hurt at left guard? Who the hell are you bringing in at left guard? You don't have a left guard, Eddie, as a backup. You don't.
It could be that complete. And with the first game being against the Eagles, that could really be, that's a possibility. A real possibility.
Damn right. I mean, you get Jordan Davis or, Jalen Carter coming up the middle. I mean, any man could get hurt right there. Hell, I don't care who you are. You could get hurt. But there is no backup, Eddie. There is no backup unless there's a couple waiver guys that's going to pass and we pick them up for some reason. But as of right now, I looked at the signing list and there was nobody being signed by the Dallas Cowboys. But how do you rate this offense so far, Eddie? This offense, I'm not going to be an ass about it. I'm not going to be a hothead about it. To me, I'm giving this offense a C+. A C+. That's it, Eddie. C+.
I give the starters on the offensive line a B,
okay,
and the bench an F, so that probably ends up being like a C-.
Okay, C-. It's to me, okay, I'm okay at quarterback. I'm okay here. Here's what I'm cool with, Eddie. Offensive line, if they gel. The key word is if they gel and stay healthy, I'm okay with it. Because 4 of these players, Eddie, in their second years are playing out of position. We see that. I get that. That's okay if it gels. Tight ends, I'm cool with Ferguson and Shoemaker. I'm okay with that. Spahn coming off the bench to give you that, 12 personnel, or it was Ferguson and Shoemaker. I'm okay there. But what I'm not cool about, Eddie, is our running backs. Okay, Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams, that equals nothing to me. Dak, if he stays healthy, okay, you got to show me something. But other than wide receiver 1, 2, 3, Pickens, Lamb, and Turpin, you might as well go out and get a freaking a guy off the damn streets, honestly. They're better than Florida. They're better than Brooks. They're better than Mingo. They're better than anybody, Eddie. But I'm going to be nice. And I'm going to go C+. You got him at C-. At least we average it out. We got a C there. Now let's go defense, Eddie. Okay, Eddie, let me talk to you here. Here we go. I'm going to give you the starters first. Marquise Nealon at the left end. Second-year player. Still coming off an injury last year, Eddie. Gets worse, Eddie. Mozzie Smith, left defensive tackle, starter. Okay. The only what I like here, it gets better. Odigizua. I like that signing there. He's going to be playing right defensive tackle. Now, the man that's a ghost right now that we don't know where the hell he is, Micah Parsons, but I'm just putting him there as projected. Right side, I'm okay with. Left side, please tell me what the hell we're talking about here. How do you feel about the defensive front 4?
With Micah, it would be like a B- because we would have 2 good players. The kid from UCLA and Micah. The other 2 guys brings the grade down quite a bit. So it ends up being a B-, even with the great Micah Parsons.
Yeah, my weak link is that left side. When you got Marquise Nealon, who couldn't catch the field last year, barring injuries, of course. But then you got Mozzie in his 3rd year, who's playing preseason game number 3, 60 minutes. Maybe he's learned from that, Eddie, where, okay, well, my writing's on my wall. I better dominate because I got my backups down my ass. But that Marquise Nealon hasn't showed me anything last year. Mozzie Smith in his 3rd year coming up, he hasn't showed me anything. The biggest asset that we have is Odigizua playing right tackle. He earned his contract. He played it. Parsons, we don't know if he's going to be on the field or not. But here we go. Here's your backups right now is going down the line here. Defensive end 2, James Houston. I love that. I think he should be starting over Marquise Nealon. I think he should be as the other bookend. I feel that. Number 2, Mozzie Smith, you better show me something, because if you screw up on your first series, my man Jay Toa is coming in from UCLA and taking your spot on the front four. Then Solomon Thomas is Odighizuwa's backup. I'm okay with that backup. I'm okay there. But then Parsons backup. Here we go. This is where it gets interesting. Dante Fowler, Sam Williams, who can't catch a cold as well. And then you have our second-round pick, Donovan Izarakaze, as the fourth defensive end on the depth chart, Eddie. Your fourth defensive end, who can't beat out of Sam Williams, can't beat out of Dante Fowler, and he's a second pick in the Dallas Cowboy draft this year. Explain that.
Where's Winfrey on your depth chart?
Well, I have Winfrey 3. I have Winfrey 3 behind Toa, okay? I'm going to give Toa the more. I want Toa in there too, but listen, I'll be honest with you. Winfrey is creeping up that depth chart the way he played. And the only thing I'll say about right now why I have him at 3, Toa outplayed him because he played games 1, 2, and 3, okay? Or I'm sorry, 1 and 2. Winfrey showed me something in 2 and 3. I want to see him play like in week 1, more of the second string players. He dominated the games 2 and 3. So I'm going to put him at 3. Toa showed me a little bit more because he did play against, a couple starters in week 1, and in week 2 he played as well. So I'm going to put Toa at defensive tackle number 2. But Winfrey, he is my dark horse, man. He's my dark horse.
Do you have Winfrey backing up the other defensive tackle, the one that we actually like?
No, I have him backing up Mozzie Smith because I think Mozzie Smith's the weakest link to me, Eddie. That's why I'm going to have Toa and Winfrey there, on that left side. The left side, because Nealon is not a starter to me. I think Houston is going to move up to the starting position because other than that, you have Peyton Turner, which is on our team, but he's on IR too. So your depth right there on the left side is really bad. And Winfrey can't play left defensive end. He's not fast enough. He's not quick enough to play outside. Toa can't play outside. So you have to keep him a defensive tackle.
I don't trust Peyton Turner either. Another first round bust.
Yeah, and he's on the IR. He's out for 4 weeks, but then again, you're not going to take Odighizuwa out of the game, and you can't play a Winfrey and a Toa there. So I had to put him behind Mozzie Smith. You know what I mean? I mean, Winfrey couldn't go to right side, right tackle, or, even Jay Toa could do it if Odighi gets hurt. But God, if Odighi gets hurt, we're screwed there again,
But if I can't pronounce his last name, the UCLA defensive tackle, if he gets hurt.
Jay Toa?
Yeah. Do you put Tua or Winfrey if we have to there, and then keep the other one?
Okay. You're talking about Odighizuwa, right?
Yeah.
If it's me, Eddie, okay, if here's the thing. We talked about injuries if they do happen, just like, with the running backs and Dak, of course. Here's my thing. If Nealon, I'll go right down the line. If Nealon gets hurt, I'm okay with that. I got James Houston stepping in on defensive end. Yeah. I'm okay there. If Mozzie gets hurt, I'm okay. I got Jay Toa stepping in or a Perion Winfrey. I'm okay there. Okay, and that right side defense, left side defense tackle. If Odighi, God forbid, please don't happen. If he gets hurt, I'm okay with Toa going there or Winfrey. Winfrey, I prefer. He's a bigger body on that right side. He's a bigger body. But to me, if that happens and Mozzie's still in there, I'm moving Winfrey to Nealon's side because he's a bigger body. And if Parsons plays, he can compensate for Mozzie Smith's idiot ways. He can adapt to Mozzie there. You know what I mean? Stronger with one idiot next to you. You understand what I'm saying? But I think Winfrey could play both positions. I think Toa could play both positions. But God forbid if Diggy gets hurt, we're screwed there. We're screwed. Solomon Thomas is nobody. Nobody. Nobody.
Wasn't he the thing that he's best known for is being the guy that the Niners traded out one spot back for the Bears to get Trubisky?
I believe it was. I believe that was Solomon Thomas, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to defensive backs here. Okay. Diggs coming off of we don't know if he's going to play. What I heard today, he's ahead of schedule. His quote was, I should Eddie, SHOULD, I should be ready for week 1. That's your $25-30 million cornerback in Trayvon Diggs. I should be ready. Opposite of him, Deron Bland. We know what he can do. He's going to get the bank next year if he has a good year. So going into our starters, Diggs 70-80% right now, playing A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Mechie, these good wide receivers, Jahan Dotson for the Eagles. My God, if he's not 100%, Eddie, then how do you feel about the starters, Eddie, first? Let's talk about Diggs and Bland. Are you okay there?
if they're healthy, that's a pretty good combo.
Okay.
If
Okay.
if if they're healthy.
Okay. Well, Diggs should be. I should be ready. That's his quote. I should be ready for week 1. Okay. Well, you haven't played all preseason. You're running on the sidelines, catching balls, defending balls, but you're not running game speed right now. So that should word comes into play week 1 when we see his ass getting burnt by a AJ Brown or God forbid a Devontae Smith who's just going to run right past him. And he's just going to be like, in the movie Top Gun, where'd he go? Where'd who go? One of those words when Goose, where the other was Viper went right past his house. So backups, Eddie. Here's the thing: if Diggs is not ready to go, are you okay with Kaiir Elam playing that corner position?
He hasn't looked horrible in preseason, so
True.
yeah,
Okay. Now, if Diggs doesn't go, Elam's going to step in there. Now,
yeah.
today they signed Tariq Bridges. I believe he was from. I'm not mistaken. I think I've got it wrong. I think it was from Minnesota off of waivers today. He's projected just right as we signed him as QB2 on the left side behind Ron Bland. The crazy thing is, he doesn't move to the left side. He only plays right.
That's what we really need is another former Minnesota Viking defensive back.
Oh, I know. Tell me about that one, right? Now, the other one, oh, God, Josh Butler. He's our third cornerback. Then you go down to a Matthew. I seen him. He's on IR today. CJ Goodwin is on IR. And I had high hopes for Siobhan Revell. But Eddie, he showed good things. But here's the thing. Siobhan Revell just hit the IR yesterday. Week 4, he should be back. So, Eddie, Diggs, Bland, and Elam are really our only 3 corners, Eddie, for 2 spots.
We are screwed if somebody goes down.
And here's the thing, Eddie, football now, man. 80% of these teams are going 31 personnel, 3 wide receivers, 1 back. So Diggs and Bland are going to see the field 99% of the time. Your third down nickel back is going to be Kaiir Elam playing a slot. So, Eddie, if one of those guys go down, you have Josh Butler, you have Tariq Bridges, and you have CJ Goodwin as your backup corners, Eddie. Boy, we are in for a season, Eddie, at corner. We are in for a season. Yeah.
Now you see why I'm not so confident. That why I think what I do about the Cowboys win total maybe between 5 and 7.
Yeah, I was trying to be optimistic, Eddie, going into the season, knowing what we have on the team. But now I look at the 53-man roster. Starters, Eddie, okay, I'll give you 8 wins as a starting unit, maybe possibly 9, ceiling 10. But, Eddie, what gets me is I'm dropping down because our depth, Eddie, is taking us down 2 to 3 games because barring one injury, you just lost 2 or 3 games, Eddie, honestly. You lose one of these corners, Eddie, you lost 3 games right there. You lost 3 games. Very simple.
And we have a number of starters that have had injury history.
Yeah. I mean, look at Diggs. He can't find the field for what? How many games? We lost Bland for what? 4 games last year. We lost Diggs for what? 9 games last year. Eddie, if this son of a bitch goes down, Kaiir Elam, is he ready to start? I mean, he got cut by Buffalo, then was traded for a 6th-round pick to us. Has he? I understand. New atmosphere, new team, new change, new play. I get all that, Eddie, but you ain't going to be a starter, A1 solidified Cowboys corner. You're not going to do that with this team, Eddie, unless you turn to 180, and I don't see that happening. But
and the player that concerns me the most with his injury history is the quarterback.
That's true. That's true too. But let me get to this. Let me get to the safeties here. Okay. Donovan Wilson is our strong safety. Our free safety is Malik Hooker. How do you feel about those 2 names? I mean, Hooker's in his 3rd year with us. Wilson's in his 3rd year as well. Wilson's coming off an injury. Hooker played 16 games last year. How do you feel about these safeties that we have right now? They know the system. They veterans. How do you feel about those 2?
Hooker had a pretty good first year with us, but then when under Zimmer, not so much. So I think it was more that he was not a Zimmer guy. I think we have pretty decent starting safeties there.
Okay. I mean, my thing is this. Okay, Jerome Bland, to me, he's a better scheme corner than Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon has his ability. He's a ball hawk. He's a high flyer. He's a gazelle. He can do it all. But my thing is Diggs bites on that ball so much. You give him an in and out move, he's gone. He either jumps the quarterback, reads the eyes, and he jumps the ball. He gets burned a lot. We've seen that. To me, this is why I think Hooker didn't play good last year in the system, because when Diggs went out, he had to help on that side a little bit. And they didn't go to the opposite side with, a Drum Bland. So he had to go to the other side, which he didn't get a lot of action. I think they're okay, but I need Donovan Wilson to be better than he was. He reminds me of a Roy Williams. He's a hell of a hitter, Eddie. He'll knock the hell out of you, knock the helmet off you, knock the soul out of you. But to me, he doesn't catch a ball, Eddie. He's not a ball hawk. He looks for the hit. He comes down and just wants to pound you. To me, he is a safety that comes down to the box, Eddie. That's what he is. He's not a legit safety that's going to play in a man zone out there, an umbrella, a zone 2, a zone 3, zone 4. He's not going to play that. He's that guy that comes down, hey, Eberflus, we're going to call that safety blitz. That's when Donovan Wilson comes down the box to lay your ass out. He's not a corner safety to me. He's not.
He's more like a linebacker. He's just stuck in the back body.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Now their backups. I'm okay with one backup. I'll give you him last. The one that I'm not kind of happy about is Juanye Thomas. I don't like him. How do you feel?
That's what I think of him.
Yeah, he's going to be backing up Wilson. Now our safety is a good thing. They can play both sides of it. They can play strong. They can play free, which is basically the same thing. Now the other one that I like is natural position Marquise Bell, who could play corner, safety, and we know he can play linebacker. 2 years ago, Eddie, he played linebacker and was our leading tackler at linebacker for the whole team. So we know he can play. He can play in the box. He can play safety. He can cover tight ends. He can cover running backs, and he can cover that slot wide receiver if needed, as like a chip guy. He can do that. Marquise Bell, I think, should be a little bit higher on the depth chart, Eddie, from what he's proved to me. But it's just something they're not giving him the shot at it. So safeties, Eddie, Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker, backups, Juanye Thomas, Marquise Bell. How do you grade just the safeties there?
Do you have Bell instead of Wilson starting?
No, I'm going to put Donovan Wilson there starting. I mean, he's earned it. He's, pretty much like a third-year player captain there. Marquise Bell's still the under guy, but I feel that Marquise Bell should get a spot in there. First one out if there's injuries, Marquise Bell is stepping in there at safety, both sides of the ball there, on both right or left, strong or free. But one good thing, Eddie, there is one positive on this team. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
We had the best damn kicker in the game, Brandon Aubrey.
MVP
we do have that. We do have that. We do have that. Okay. Aubrey's our kicker. Anger's our punter. Trent Sieg is brought back for the 9th straight year as our long snapper. Congratulations. But here's my question. The only question I have for our kicker this year is Brandon Aubrey going to break the record at 67 yards? Does he break the record, and does he get a chance to kick a 70-yard field goal this year? That's my question.
He would have had that
last year. He would have had one last year, but the son of a bitch called timeout. Remember?
Screw you, McCarthy.
Eddie, talk about icing your kicker. I'm like, okay, this kick really doesn't mean a damn thing. It's right before the half. Get him out there. Let him set it up. Let him kick it. The kick goes. It's good. 70-yard field goal. Wait. Mike McCarthy has called timeout. Eddie, what in the hell on the last play of the half? You call timeout and ice your kicker. You ice your kicker, Eddie.
I threw my remote control.
I don't. I mean, thank God he's gone, because that is that's not a time management mistake. That's what you call a fundamental stupidity one-on-one mistake on Mike McCarthy. Icing your own kicker when the kick means nothing, and it's a 70-yard field goal, and it's perfectly through the middle, Eddie. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Aubrey's head at that moment.
That's my thing. Like, okay, I just kicked the 70. Like, what's going through his mind? Like, I'm in the NFL record book. I just kicked the 70-yard field goal. What the hell did you call timeout for, you dumb, idiot over there? So I don't know, Eddie. I do not know. Now, Eddie, the one name I didn't mention is kind of really upsetting right now. Two names that's upsetting. The one, of course, we'll talk briefly after this, Micah Parsons. The other one, it was just announced today that he's not playing weeks 1 through 4. Demarion Obershon is on the IR. He doesn't count on the 53-man roster right now because he's on the IR, which gives another spot for someone. But I think that's probably going to be another guy that's going to be cut, of course, when Demarion comes back. But he is out weeks 1 through 4 right now, Demarion Obershon. He was ahead of schedule, but it was announced today that he's going to start the season on the IR. That is a huge blow, Eddie. Huge blow. How do you feel?
Sad, depressed.
Yeah,
boy,
because
the Eagles.
well, the reason why I didn't mention the linebackers, Eddie, you think about this. I didn't mention any linebackers starting. Now, with Obershon out, I was kind of drawn back because I was a little bit pissed off about that. I wanted to see him start next to a Kenneth Murray, okay? I wanted to see that. You have Murray on the outside. You have Demarion Obershon on the outside. I'm fine with even putting a Shamar James in there, the kid from Florida. Those 3 linebackers are the future for the Dallas Cowboys. Those guys right there. But here it is, Eddie. You ready for our starting linebackers? You ready for this? You ready, Eddie? Here we go. Jack Sanborn. Maurice Luafau. And they're projecting. Guess who? Who else you going to put back there, Eddie? I'll let you guess.
The other guy, I would put James, but that's probably not who they're going to put there.
They're thinking about putting Fowler in the back as a linebacker, which I'm okay with, but
Yeah,
Fowler. But Kenneth Murray should be starting, is what they said. Projected starting Kenneth Murray. So you're going to have Kenneth Murray, Maurice Luafau, and Jack Sanborn as your starting linebackers. Now, you know I love Maurice Luafau coming from Notre Dame, and that's all I love about him. Okay, that's it. He can't stop the run. The only way he stops the run, Eddie, is if Eberflus says, "Hey, I want you to run between, make it idiot-proof. I want you to run between the left guard, defensive tackle, and the defensive right end. I want you to hit that hole as fast as you can. I know they're coming right there." That's all his job is. He can make the tackle 9 out of 10 times. But if the running back makes one move, Eddie, Luafau is lost like a deer in headlights. He's that bad. And he's our starting middle linebacker, Eddie.
Boy, we're screwed there.
And Sanborn's only playing because he knows the Eberflus system. He's not a big run stopper. He's not a big defense coverage guy. He's not. And Kenneth Murray in his first year being a signal caller, a little bit different too, right? Kind of hard, Eddie.
Out of those 3 guys, the only one that would be on my roster would be Murray.
I agree. He's the only linebacker that I would start right there. I mean, but you got to do what you got to do. What's the grade for the defense, Eddie? What's the grade?
This is whole.
Overall.
Probably a C plus, highest I can give.
Okay. I agree with you. I think C plus. I mean, barring no injuries, I only see really the big thing is to me if Parsons starts, I get that. That's really a grade, could be a B there. But to me, that left side of the defensive end, our starters, Eddie, Marquise Nealon and Mozzie Smith, that's a weak side to me right there. I mean, I'm better off going with Houston and Toa right there, having the 2 rookies start right away. I think they're better than Marquise Nealon in his second year and Mozzie Smith coming in his third year. I just don't like that side of the ball. So I'm just going to go solid. I'm going to go solid C plus here. I like our corners if healthy. I like our safeties okay. Linebackers could show me something. There's a lot of speed, but I'm going to give you a solid C. I could go C plus, but I'm going to give you a solid C here, Eddie.
I like the linebackers only when Obershon is healthy again.
Yeah, I tell you, I said, Eddie, I was like, I love Shamar James out of Florida, the rookie. I love how he plays this preseason. I think to me, Kenneth Murray's an outside guy that has a speed guy. He can cover. He's fast. He can run. He can stop the run. Obershon is everywhere speed, but coming off that ankle injury, I want to see how he does, with speed. He can play the outside. Murray on the outside. Give me a Shamar James, who's that big guy in the middle. To me, the way he looks to me, Eddie, I won't compare. I'm just going to use a name. To me, he looks like 2 guys. Mike Singletary and Brian Urlacher. The guy in the middle that's just looking at you and saying, run to me, run at me, I'm going to hurt you. That's Shamar James. He's a big linebacker that wants to play physical. And when you got two linebackers on the outside that can run east-west, I'm okay with Shamar James. But if you want to put a little-ass Jack Sanborn in the middle or a Luafau, oh, my God, come on, Eddie, you know?
Didn't James get an INT in that game against Atlanta?
Who?
James. I believe he had an interception in that game.
Oh, Shamar James, he did have one. Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. He can play he can play it all. But to me, he's more like the run stopper up the middle, which you want that guy. To me, he's like, Sean Lee was an IQ guy. He could find the ball. He knew where the ball was going. You look at guys like Van Der Esch, couldn't stick anybody, but you put him in the middle. He has one job: knock the hell out of the ball carrier. That's what he does. But Shamar James gives you that extra advantage where he can move inside, outside. He can cover too. He got a nice pick in zone coverage. But and let's talk about this real quick. Okay, the rumor we hear today from one of our guys, Alan Akridge from Patterson Fanatics, put in the group chat today. Micah Parsons was offered a contract today. Okay, we don't know. I didn't look at it and if I'm offered something at this situation, I don't give a damn what the contract is until Micah Parsons is signed, inked, and ready to go, reported by Ian Rappaport or Adam Schefter. I don't care about a contract right now because I don't know what to believe. Who are we blaming? Jerry Jones says he talks to the agent. A contract's written. It's stamped, ready to go. Parsons doesn't want it. The agent says, screw you, F you. We see Parsons land on a table. Eddie, we don't know what the hell to believe. Where do you feel this whole situation is right now?
The agent does have a history on trying to hide. That's why T. Higgins fired his behind, because he kept on messing around with.
Yeah, that is true. But, I mean, who's to blame here, Eddie? Are we looking at who do we believe? Do we believe Jerry Jones? Because I'll tell you what, Eddie, if this contract is true, that kind of guaranteed money and being at what, $40 million, or was it what, high $39 million contract? If it's signed and Micah says no, well, do we believe Jerry more that the snake is not Jerry? The snake is Micah Parsons and his agent? How do we feel?
If that contract is the true numbers, what was offered to him, and Micah says no to that, Micah, you can go to hell.
That's what I mean. And I didn't look at the contract. I want to pull it up real quick because let me see what it said, Eddie. I really didn't read the contract at all. Let me just see real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is, Eddie. Here it is. A 5-year contract, $203 million, $147 million guaranteed, Eddie. Okay, I'm not a math genius, but 5 years at $203 million, that's a little over $40 million a year, Eddie, with $137 million guaranteed. You don't take that shit and become the highest paid player in NFL history, non-quarterback? Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here right now.
I could easily see Jerry making that kind of offer. Jerry has the one thing Jerry's been saying that offer he made would make Micah the highest paid non-quarterback of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So I could easily believe that Jerry would have made that offer to him.
Well, if that's a true contract, Eddie, 5 years, $203 million, $134 million guaranteed. Okay, all players want guaranteed money. They don't really want the big $40 million contract. They want guaranteed money. God forbid something happens. That's guaranteed money to pay your bills, roof over your head, clothes on your back, feed my kids. Okay, I get that. But Eddie, you're going to be making $40 million a year for the next 5 years with $134 million guaranteed the day you sign your contract. Eddie, no player's getting that right now. No player's getting that. And if Micah Parsons, the agent, say, no, we're not signing it, or we don't agree with it, Micah, I love you to death, brother, but get your ass out of here. Go ahead and, Jerry, trade his ass and give me the Green Bay first-round pick this year, second-round pick, first year next year, and then the year after that, a third, fourth, and fifth, a third, and then the next year, fourth-round pick. Give me that now because, Micah, you're a hell of a player. You're a Reggie White caliber player, but you know what? Get the hell out of here because you're becoming a cancer to me. You really are. I'm sorry, Eddie. That's the way I feel about
it. Don't be foolish like the Browns and give one player a ton of years and all that money guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean, are we looking at another Deshaun Watson situation where you go out and pay the guy and the guy doesn't play? Well, Micah Parsons not going to go to a massage bar, but still, you don't want to pay this guy that all that kind of money, and then the agents say we don't want that contract. To me, you know what, Jerry? If this happens and if this is a true contract that's out there and it's legit, let's say if it is, we don't know because we don't know who the snake is. We haven't seen Adam say, Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport or anybody say this. If it is a true contract, if Micah Parsons' agent doesn't take this, you know what? Go ahead, Green Bay. Your offer's on the table. Hey, Micah, here's the deal. Kick rocks and get the hell out of here. Go get me some picks. You know what? Hey, James Houston, guess what? You're in there, buddy. Go ahead. Go get some. I don't care, Eddie. That's the way I feel right now. That's just the way I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but that's the way I feel about it.
That would probably move Micah to my top 10 most hated players of all time if this is true.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing. That is true. I mean, I got a Micah Parsons jersey. You know what? To me, I collect jerseys. I have over like 100 Dallas Cowboy jerseys, but that to me is probably one that I'll either wipe my ass with or probably set a fire out back when we run the patio fire this year for wintertime. I might use as a fire starter because that's the way I feel about them.
You can use it to scoop up your puppy's mess after you take them out for a walk too.
That is true. 100%. 100%. Yeah, you're right. But Eddie, how do you grade this team 100% total from top to bottom? Now, I think it's kind of easy because we both gave them C's all the way around. So I think this team is a C, right?
Yeah, and that's if they stay healthy.
Yeah, that's the key word too. Keyword. Yep. But guys, before we get out of here, this show was sponsored by Jason Fine, 1-800-HURT-123. Attorney Jason Fine, Attorney Big Al. Motor vehicle accidents, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims. 3 convenient locations throughout Pennsylvania. First in New Jersey, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. 3 Greensboro Lane, Pittsburgh, PA, Suite 2900, and Philadelphia, 1628 JFK Boulevard. He's there. He's everywhere. So make sure you reach out to J Fine Law for all your legal needs. Make sure you reach him out, 1-800-HURT-123. Attorney Jason Fine mentioned Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. And guess what? No recovery, no fee. And always, you get the Out of the Box Sports Entertainment discount, 33.33%. Tell me another lawyer is going to give you 33.33%. No recovery, no fee. So make sure you reach out to him and give him the magic words, Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. And also, guys, really quick, I'm not an Eagles fan. I can't stand the damn Birds. I don't even like green except for its money. That's the only thing I like green. But tomorrow night, guys, you got to check this out. Listen, if you know anything about Philadelphia sports, you know who Jeffrey Lurie is. He's the owner, of course. Tomorrow night, the old school is back. Joe, Fuji, Sean, the Sully squad's bringing you old school trip down memory lane. Mark Eckel, former Eagles beat writer. And if you don't know anything, you better Google him. Ray Didinger, the godfather of Philadelphia sports, will be joining them tomorrow night at 6 p.m. You better check that out. Even if you're not a Philadelphia Eagles fan, check that out because that's going to be one hell of a show when they have the godfather on there tomorrow night. So make sure you check that out. Guys, real quick, there is a couple comments here. Joe Sullivan checking in. He says Miles Sanders is the king of bouncing outside of everything. 100%. And that's the case, then you know what? Give me Jaden Blue, a faster guy that can break tackles, get outside. Was Miles Sanders, he's holding that loaf of bread and he's just going to get outside and run, I guess. I'm not sold on him. How do you feel about that, Eddie?
To me, isn't the goal for a running back is to go forward and not bounce around?
I was always told, Eddie, what north and south, not east and west. You know, I mean, run the ball north and south. But this guy, I don't even know. Evan checking, he says, guys, over season, Kelsey. Guys, season over, Kelsey. I know. Kelsey, Taylor Swift is getting married. But you know what? The thing is, I think the NFL just got more ratings because all the women are going to be tuned in. You know, Kansas City games are going to be through the roof right now. You know, but I think if Roger Goodell knew this was happening, Kansas City would have got a lot more primetime games, honestly, because the ratings would have been through the roof. But I don't care whatever you do on the outside there. I can care less, but, you know, who knows? Just make my team win at least 10 games this year. Joey Woods, you can check him out. He's from Turnbuckle Times. Great website there. Check him out as well. Jerry didn't want the agent to get involved. That's how the issue right now with the money. That's the thing. Joey, I don't know who to agree with right now because not with you. I'm not saying you. But Jerry, is he the snake? Is Micah Parsons' agent the snake? because if this rumor is true, 5 years, $203 million, $137 million guaranteed. I don't know which way it's going right now. So I'm not even saying it. My thing is, I will believe it when I see the ink on the piece of paper with Micah Parsons' name on it. That's when I'm going to know. That's when I want to talk about it. Michael Pappernick checking in. Michael, hope all is well, brother. He says, good show. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for checking in. So, Eddie, before we get out of here, man, we already talked about the show tomorrow night for the old school with Ray Didinger and Mark Eckel, of course. Thursday night, guys, I'll be back with Dan Connor, NFL Weekly Talk. We will be on this Thursday at not 6 p.m. because we're going to have the Sully Squad with the old school at 7. We'll be on tomorrow night at 8 p.m. giving you our wrap around the entire NFL. And Eddie, if you're available, hey, hop on with us. We'd love to have you on there as well. So that's going to be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Checking it out. And Eddie, guess what's coming Friday, Eddie? It's here. College Football Frenzy, Friday night, 7 p.m. with myself and Eddie. We're going to be talking all college football. We say top 25, but, Eddie, we're going to be taking it everywhere around the nation. You're up later than I am because you're on the West Coast, and I'm ready for some wacky whack football, and not the Pac-12 anymore, but the wacky whack west side of the football, Eddie. So I can't wait to Friday night as well, Eddie.
Can't wait till Saturday when Notre Dame whoops those convicts.
No, wait. What night did you say? What night?
Was that Saturday?
No, that's a Sunday night game, prime time.
Sunday night.
Saturday, Eddie, we have who? Who do we have Saturday, Eddie?
Texas against Ohio State.
LSU, Clemson, Ohio State, Texas. And then on a Sunday, we got Notre Dame, Miami, Catholic versus convicts. Oh, this football week is going to be good. I love it.
I try and ignore OSU because they have that overrated bum at head coach.
Oh, Chip Kelly. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian Kelly. That son of a. I hate that guy. I really do. I really hate that guy. His comment really bugs me, Eddie. The one thing that I can't stand about Brian Kelly, when he said last year when Marcus Freeman, before the season started, no, the reason why I left Notre Dame is because they won't ever get to a national championship. Marcus Freeman, where was he at last? I know you got beat, but where the hell was he? And LSU, I know you're in a stronger conference. You play SEC, but did you even make the SEC championship? No, you didn't. And you get the 5-star recruits because you're LSU. I don't want to hear your shit, Brian Kelly. I don't want to hear your shit. You had what? You had Justin Jefferson. You had Malik Neighbors, okay?
No.
You had Jaden Daniels. You had these big name people, and we have who? Riley Leonard, okay? And gets us to the promised land.
Kelly didn't even have Jefferson. Ed Oregon had Jefferson and Burrows and Chase.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's true. You're right. You're right about that. He came the year before that. Yeah, you're right. But Brian Kelly, I can't stand that guy. I really can't. But Eddie, man, listen, we have one more week before the opening Thursday night against the Philadelphia Eagles. So we'll be back one more week. We have another week to talk about what we're going to talk about next week on Wednesday night, 9:30, Cowboys Weekly. Eddie, real quick, what's your final thoughts, man?
I'm already preparing the last rites for the Cowboys for opening night Thursday.
So Eddie, so basically your final thoughts are you're going to write your eulogy in week 1, right? For next week. Is that what you're saying?
I'm preparing to, let's just say I won't be surprised if Dak ends up taken out in that game just because of
that bad. Okay.
Especially if one of the any of our offensive linemen go down.
That's true. My final thoughts are 2 things. First, I want to say prayers out to everybody in Minneapolis, Minnesota, for the big shooting out there. This world has come to something where we don't want to see anymore, shootings, racism. I'm not getting into politics, but my thing is, take a second if you have kids out there, especially look at them tonight, tuck them in, and pray for them because, man, this world can take anybody at any time. So just make sure your family stays safe and you're with your kids and family members because nothing's guaranteed tomorrow morning, not even a breath anymore. And also, Dallas Cowboys, I love that you're opening up against week 1 at the link with the Philadelphia Eagles raising that banner because this is year 30 for the Dallas Cowboys as a non-Super Bowl team. I hope you go into the link Eberflus, Schottenheimer, bring your whole team out. You don't have to come on the sidelines, but bring out every 53-man roster, including Will Gree at 54. Put him on the outside the tunnel. And I want every one of you to watch that, including you, Jerry Jones, you snake. And I want you to watch that banner being raised at the link for the Philadelphia Eagles, because that's something that every goddamn Cowboy fan deserves and wants. And Jerry, you better go out and get this for our team, because you're the reason why we don't have a banner. So Jerry, bring every one of your 54-man roster, and just like I said, Will Greer, number 54, and watch that banner being rose, because when we see that, we don't hate the Eagles. We hate you, Jerry Jones, because you're the son of a bitch that takes us away from winning a championship every year. That's all my final thoughts, Eddie. So
hey, Jerry, you need to realize not every Cowboy fan out there wants to it's just happy to make the playoffs. There's Cowboy fans that want to win a freaking Super Bowl.
Eddie, that banner right there on that side, right above the Out of the Box Sports Entertainment logo, is a 5-time Super Bowl champ. Eddie, I think I looked up there the last 30 years, and I got so many cobwebs on that thing. You know, if this room was filled with participation trophies, conference championships, division championships, Eddie, I would be a happy son of a bitch. But the one thing I play for is one thing called a Lombardi trophy, Eddie. That's the only thing I play for. I don't play for participations trophy, Eddie, because last year the Eagles and the Chiefs made the Super Bowl. The Eagles won the Super Bowl. The Chiefs, guess what? You finished second in my book. You suck. You didn't win. I play for one trophy, and that's the Super Bowl. So that's me, Eddie. Yeah, that's me. I don't care about anything else. MVPs, I don't want to hear Dak finish second in the MVP. I don't give a damn. Finish first in the MVP and get out of the first round? No, I want a Super Bowl. That's all I want. I don't care about individual trophies.
The only MVP that counts is the Super Bowl MVP.
Well, not only even that. I mean, yeah, if you win, you get the MVP. I know it's a little icing on the cake, but go get me a Lombardi trophy. Go get me one of those, Eddie. I want that thing to change 6-time Super Bowl champ. 6-time, Eddie. I mean, we have 5 stars up there on each side on our logo up there, Eddie. I want that 6 star, Eddie. That's what I want. I want that 6 star. I don't want 5 anymore, Eddie. It's been 30 years since we have 5 stars, Eddie. I don't want that. And last, real quick, guys, next week, this is our new show. If you like the NFC East, you got to check this out. NFC East War Room. Old-fashioned trash talking. Listen, if you got kids, you might want to put them to bed, because words are going to be used that probably you've heard or you haven't heard, or we make up words, because this shit is about to get real. Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. I will be on the first week. Eddie's going to be hopping on the second week. We're going to go back and forth. I can't wait for this show. It's been in the works for a while. NFC East War Room next Tuesday night on Out of the Box Sports Entertainment, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. It's going to get real. If you ever heard of an NC-17 rating, this might be the show that needs that rating, Eddie. So, Eddie, you ready to get out of here, brother?
I'm ready.
All right. My name is Paul Spencer. That man right there is Eddie Prather. You can check us out Friday night, College Football Frenzy, and next Wednesday night at 9:30 on Cowboys Weekly. Until then, everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you then. You ready, Eddie? Let's get out of here.
Strong, let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. Alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought, a touchdown mind. Out of the box every time.